Hello and welcome back to How to Laser. I'm Marco Waters and today I'll show you how to make money with your laser investment. Today we are going to engrave on glass and I will show you a few different techniques, which is engraving directly into the glass with a laser if you're having a colored glass, or else pass a Sharpie on it to cover and capture the light of your lasers onto the glass, and then break the glass into drawings. I will show you later on how to do this one with the XCS, the X-Tool Studio, which is a software that comes with the machine and you can download it straight from xtool.com. If you want to buy a new laser or you want to understand better what is the laser that does best for your shop, just send me a message or write a comment one-to-one and I'll be there ready to give you the answer that you need to proceed and grow your business further. Now, enough chatting, let's start creating. I'm gonna grab some glass and I'll show you how it's done. The first method, and more known, is the one of grabbing a clear glass and coating evenly on one of the surface where you want the laser to actually print your design, but that will only make the glass become like a dirt white, like a sand white color. So unless it's that one that you want as an effect, I will suggest you to go on an online store, per se Amazon, and get yourself some of these laser printing paper. I'm gonna add the link below if you wanna check this product out. I don't take any cut out of it, but I find it very useful, especially if you want to achieve onto the glass different colors, maintaining a good consistent resolution, especially if you do writing or drawings. To activate these fancy papers, you need a bowl with some water, your glass bottle, and a squeegee, a rubber spatula that comes usually with the papers. Applying this fancy paper is very easy. If you're looking on the corner of the screen, you might understand how it's done. You just simply need to dip the piece of paper into the water bowl, then apply it nice and evenly on top of the surface of your bottle. It could be rounded as well as flat. It doesn't really matter at this point. The important thing is you need to squeeze the water out of the paper and make sure it's nice and flat, adhering to all the surface you want to print. A good rule of thumb is take the measurement of your design and cut the size slightly bigger. So cut a little 60mm square piece of that paper and then apply it. It's gonna make your life way easier. If you don't know her already, you might want to go online and check on her website. If you like very nice fragrances, very nice perfume, go and check crystaldiver.com and order yourself a couple of these nice fragrances. I'll tell you just one thing, your lady will be pleased. With the glasses ready, we got plenty of options on how to do it, but the best way is get the item locked in place and perhaps the base plate protected if you can, because the laser may go through the clear glass. If you have the chance, the easiest way possible is to get yourself a colored glass, a consistent color that you can work with the fastest IR laser. In the F1 Ultra we have in a 20-watt laser, but you definitely will not need all the power, and also the little F1 original will definitely do a good job on any glass. Other options are, as we've seen before, the laser printing paper. It's got tons of different colors. You can choose blue, yellow, purple, whatever is the one of your project. Now, for sake of example, I added a few different colors on each one bottle, so they give you more of a variety. It's very important to lock in place the item, so you can use one of these jigs, usually used for metal carving, like coins, rings, and things along those lines. You make sure the item is stick always in the same place, and then fit onto the base plate one of the L plate that comes with it, so that you can take off and put back in place the same jig over and over and give your production some professional consistency. Other option is to clamp your item into the RA2, the rotor, or perhaps if you already bought the RA3, at a certain point even better. This machine can let you clamp your items and even these delicate crystal glasses that we're going to use today steady onto the rubber clamps, and the only thing you need to do is adapt the design to print on a circular object, and I'm gonna show you how to do in a second. Last but not least, the more traditional way is do a nice and even coating on the glass with some paint. You can use chalk paint, you can use acrylic paint. The difference is that you can remove easier and quicker the acrylic paint rather than the chalk, but the chalk doesn't actually compromise the surface whatsoever, and it's also less toxic. But either of the two will definitely do the job right. And now it's time to take these pretty many samples and make them become pieces of art. Come with me into the canvas. First thing first, the design. My friend Crystal Diver gave me the new design for her bottle, so we're gonna use this one. And we're gonna start from the ground side. So now we're gonna grab the bottle, we're gonna focus the laser, in this case manually. You can also do it with the automatic function from the X-Tool Creative Studio. However, I can still take a picture from the inside camera to better and easier placement of the design. Let's change color to make it easy and perhaps adjust a little bit the element as I better see fit. XCS is a very user-friendly software that allows you to move designs by mouse, or like I'm doing in this moment, or perhaps by location. You can add the coordinate into the software, just like that. It depends whatever you prefer to do, how you feel more comfortable. The software is able to accommodate your needs. However, if I want to make absolutely sure of where the design is going to be, I always have the framing option. I can just frame right into the object where the design is, because sometimes the projection can be probably not 100% accurate. Depends how you calibrate your laser. And for this, I'm having a video. I'm gonna add the link floating somewhere on the screen where I show you how to properly set the laser and then be accurate either on these framing options. Today I want to show you the unfiltered process. Then I get myself some protective glasses that you can find on xtool.com. If you want to have like a little bit of more of a freedom. As you can see, they can easily and comfortably sit on top of your reading glasses if you need to do so. But now, enough chatting, let's start lasering. Now, there are other options as well. With this one, we achieved easily a white sanded color, like a frozen glass color. But I want to also get on this other side something slightly different. I want it to have like a deep black. So I'm going to change the laser to infrared that generates heat, but still is able to iron the design onto the glass surface. Shield down. Now we obtain a slightly different design on 3 faces with 2 different lasers, and we need to remove the laser printing paper, which can be done with some warm water and a gentle rub with a sponge. And as always, the result has to be professional and consistent. In other words, repeatable. But we're gonna get to this one in a minute. Before, let me show you how to do the other shapes. Now we have in the design ready on the canvas, the item position on the bed, and we're good to go. So finally, fire in the hole. And now, time to change things around, because I arrived at my second preferred moment. Time to print funny shaped glasses on the rotary attachment. This method is pretty much a plug and play, very easy. So you need to grab your glass, in this case, clamp it onto the rubber clamps, tie them up, make sure it's nice and straight. I suggest you to put some clamp in place in order to put the jig back in place every single time. To make it easy, I use the same design, prepare the sizing and the parameters, and I can click the preview, and XCS gives me a 3D rendering of how the graphic will look like on my glass. And as always, fire in the hole. Now we're gonna pass to my preferred method, which is the curved material. Put the design right in the middle of the frame and measure the item. Once the measuring is done, the software is going to give you this sort of 3D shape, and it also tells you in here you might have some trouble, so try not to use the red area. So let's hit start and let's see what's gonna happen. Then as always, protection on, and we fire up the laser. An absolutely spot on result. I'm going to add for my client some other designs so that she can have an idea of what the other models of her fragrances look like. Once again, if you are into particular fragrance, very good quality, check Crystal Diva at crystaldiva.com and maybe order a couple of bottles for yourself, for your girlfriend. And with this, guys, we are at the end of this tutorial. If you're interested in one of these laser machines, feel free to write me a comment or a direct message. And as always, stay tuned, stay creative. See you in the next tutorial.